Hey everybody, it's Alexis with Create Your Future. I am back with a brand new video. Happy Monday. Thank you for being here. Today I am talking about, as usual, manifestation tips. If you're manifesting a specific person. Today I'm also going to talk about what is your reality, what are your assumptions, what are your belief systems, how to reconfigure yourself so that your reality once and for all begins to shift and change. And then today I'm also answering a question that I've gotten asked a lot about feminine, masculine energy. How do you manifest? This is feminine specific. How do you manifest being the feminine aspect in the relationship as it applies to conscious creation? Okay. Before I get started, the links to booking one-on-one coaching, hypnosis, my hypnosis recordings, everything are in the box below. And thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Okay. Also, happy 4th of July. This is airing right after the holiday weekend. It's 4th of July this weekend in America. And I intend everyone has had and is having a wonderful holiday weekend if you are celebrating that. Okay. So now let's get into this, you guys. First of all, I want to remind everyone on this beautiful start to the week that your reality is a creation of you. Now, who are you within? And how is your reality created outside of you? It is based upon your assumptions, your beliefs that create your thoughts. It is an out picturing. It is a push out. It is a projection of you. And you are the epicenter of your reality. So what does that mean for your relationships? That means that you can create through the power of your mind and reconfiguring yourself. Today, I am using the term reconfiguring yourself instead of changing yourself. Okay. I want you to think today that through reconfiguring your inner reality and inner world and the person that you are within your relationship, your relationships, your reality, through reconfiguring and reassociating in your imagination to who you are, you can create exactly what you want. Okay. And I actually have a really good client success story that illustrates the feminine and the masculine energy, because this client also really wanted to manifest being pursued by her specific person. She wanted him to take more action. She wanted him to stand up, be stronger, be more stable, be more consistent, and be more dependable. And did she create it? Yes. Did she finally get to enjoy the version of her SP that she wanted? Yes. Was it easy? No. I have never said that conscious creation and manifesting your relationship and manifesting a person is easy. The mechanism of your imagination is simple in terms that what you think, what you feel, what you assume, what you believe, who you're being in here is what happens out there. But again, the reconfiguration, the reestablishment for most of the people I talk to and for myself, especially if you're doing this at first or you're triggered or something is happening that's just creating all the negative associations you don't want, it isn't necessarily easy to reconfigure it and reestablish it within yourself. But the good news is this, you guys, your imagination creates it all. Your thoughts and your feelings, your beliefs and your assumptions are a cornucopia within you that project the world outside of you. Okay. So if you are like this client and you want your person to be more of the masculine version, that is more of a stereotypical person who is powerful, heroic. Now, I want to say too, the masculine feminine representation, which really comes from Eastern thought of the yang and the yin, or the yang and the yin. It is not gender specific. Okay. And for all intents and purposes, you could have, theoretically speaking, a relationship where both people are masculine or both people are feminine. But by and large in the world, we do see in our 3D reality that there is a differentiation between both people in the relationship, right? If you look at most relationships that you see, there is an exchange of energy. There's a difference in energetic frequency with the partners, and it creates a beautiful coming together that creates a whole. Okay. Now, if you want this, it is 100% possible for you to have this. Okay. The thing is that the stereotypical, Instruction that we're given about masculine, feminine energy is missing the component a lot of times of you create your reality, who you decide you're being, who you decide they're being dictates it, right? But we do want to understand that the actions that you're taking, especially if you want someone to pursue you and love you and adore you and do things for you, the more that you engage in figuring it all out, doing everything from that for them, pursuing them, discussing everything, bringing everything up, telling someone how to treat you, when you do that in your 3D reality, you are not being who you want to be, are you? You are being the version of you that you don't want to be, and you are holding in place the version of them that you don't want them to be either. Okay. So then what is the answer? The answer is to gently and take time and slow yourself down and come back to self and think, who do I want to be in my relationship? Who do I want them to be in the relationship? Right? Now, this takes focus and focusing on what you want. They are, let's pretend, let's go for some, you know what? It's the 4th of July holiday. So let's go for some very American Pie traditional roles. What do we think about that, guys? Okay, let's say you want him to be heroic, powerful, like cowboy energy, okay? Heroic, powerful, stable, strong, consistent, dependable, in love with you, does everything for you all the time, loves to meet your needs, wakes up every day and thinks that you're the center of the world, their world. Right now, that's great. Let's hold this in place. But who would you be? Who would you be? Who would you be if you were receiving this version? You would be calm, cool, collected, receptive, allowing. You would have the expectation that your needs would be met and that you would be creating fulfillment, joy, love, connection, fun, humor, adventure, fun times with this stable, consistent person. There wouldn't be a, I'm making this happen, I'm doing this all, I want you to change, and then they become this. Okay? This is very important, you guys. If you are wanting to affirm and manifest that the version of your person is how we term as masculine, you are required to be the feminine, which means in our speak here, the feminine is not about the things you're wearing, how you're treating yourself, even though I do believe that the actions we take towards ourselves help us to show up how we want to be. But it takes really thinking and believing and being and affirming and deciding, this is who I am, this is who they are. Seeing it, thinking it, feeling it. In previous videos recently, I have talked about different learning styles. If you're visual, if you're auditory, if you're more kinesthetic, you can use all of this to apply to how am I navigating through my inner world, and how am I navigating through thinking, deciding, and feeling that they are. What are the thoughts that I think within me about who this person is? And what are the thoughts that I think within me about who this person is? Right? Now, let me get to my success story, and I will reroute the wisdom from this client of mine. Okay. Hi, Alexis. Thank you so much for all of your help over the past 6 months in really figuring out how to recreate myself, how to be in harmony with myself, and therefore how to see my inner harmony reflected in my relationship with my specific person. As you know, right when I began coaching with you, my SP had told me he was no longer into me. He didn't see us moving forwards. He didn't want to get married. He didn't want to have kids. And he most of all felt like he was just out of love with me once and for all. He also told me so many horrible things about our relationship that I had never thought that I was going to hear. And like I told you at first, I felt like it was blindsiding me. What a big part of my story is that you helped me realize that all along I had underlying fears and things that I felt like were going to happen, and that he was going to meet someone else. Well, fast forward, he did. He also had confessed to me that he had been seeing somebody else for quite a while, and that now he just couldn't see us getting back together, that he felt so confused and he had to take time to himself, and that he was moving out. As you showed me how to do, I really began to love myself throughout this process, reclaim what I wanted to be, reestablish my inner sense of harmony, and reestablish my inner sense of connection to him, reassociating to the version of him that I wanted him to be. And that had nothing to do with the people that he had been, the versions of him that he had been, because it was all my creation, because it's all me and it all comes from me. Thank you so much for guiding me into actually knowing how to be the feminine version of myself, which means the receiving and the allowing and the harmonious version of myself, and also creating that he is that masculine, she puts in parentheses, quotations, the masculine version of himself, who is powerful, stable, strong, dependable, knows that he wants me, and knows forever that he only wants to be with me for the rest of his life. Thank you so much again. XOXOXO. Okay. So this is again, a question I've been asked a lot in videos. How do we apply the feminine, masculine creation, energetic differences to conscious creation and manifesting? Okay. And this is how we do that. It is deciding, who am I being unequivocally, and how am I associating to myself and my relationship? Now, this client was a success story that was about, I got her email like a month ago. And even since then, things have been happening. I've seen her 3 times, and they are more and more connected. And her specific person, you guys, is doing all these things he never did before. He's like saying that he's in his feelings and being really emotional, and then telling her how much he wants to be connected to her, how much he wants to thrive in the relationship, and what he really wants to see them doing in the future. He has all these future plans. He's figuring everything out, right? But the biggest thing is that she reassociated to herself differently. And she also spent time throughout the day in focusing. It wasn't just once in a while, and it wasn't rapid fire affirming, like robotic affirming all the time. It was really spending time connecting and having resonance in her feelings and her thoughts and her decisions within, of who she was in the relationship, and regulating her sense of happiness, joy, and fulfillment within herself for herself, right? What I told her, and I tell everyone, is that we are not manifesting and creating consciously a person to meet all of your needs, to therefore make you happy, and to create a sense of fulfillment. I'm going to say it again. We are not manifesting a person to meet all your needs, create all your happiness, and create your sense of fulfillment. What we are doing here is having all of that first. Having a sense of, I am fulfilled here, I am happy, I am joyful, I am loving myself, I am accepting exactly who I am. I love who I am, and I'm learning just to feel and accept that good things are happening to me. I'm changing my assumptions about myself, my assumptions about relationships, my assumptions about him. And then therefore he is this. He is stable. He is strong. He is powerful. He loves me so much all the time. He is future planning. He is figuring things out. He is moving mountains within himself for me, right? So like everything, it comes down to, what are you thinking? Changing your thoughts to changing the deeper assumptions, the deeper belief systems about you, about the outpicturing of your reality. About you and about the outpicturing of your reality. Now, if you have had not a lot of success in creating and recreating and manifesting specific people, this is usually the reason why. It has nothing actually to do with masculine, feminine. It has everything to do with you. So if you look at your reality as data, as information, right? And as a collected energy based upon thought, and come back to, what have I been holding within me? What have I been thinking within me? What are my ideas about relationships, people, and my person? What is all going on within me, right? Now, this takes having a lot of self-actualization and self-ownership also, and really being at cause and taking responsibility for what's being created, and knowing through doing that and through thinking differently and deciding differently and moving through the different layers of self and the layers of your relationship, that it creates the overwhelming, abundant love. And like in this case, and in the question I've been asked a lot is the masculine, feminine, how do we manifest it? And Alexis, what do you think about it? I think it's a great tool, right? I think that I've done a lot of research and reading about the yin and the yang. That is really where the masculine feminine component comes down to. Now, the yin person in the relationship, who we associate to as the feminine in our more Western 2024 thinking, is the person that is receiving and allowing, lovingly reciprocating, because he or she feels the comfortability of dependability from the other person. And you have to mimic this within yourself as it happens in your imagination. Who am I thinking? Who am I feeling myself to be? Who am I thinking? Who am I feeling them to be? And through that decision, it creates the relationship. It manifests the harmony and all the things that you want. Okay. And you have to come back to that your reality is based upon you, that you are ground zero. You are the decider. You are the ultimate thinker. You're the only one in your reality that can manifest this. Getting out of the idea that things are happening to me, things are coming at me. They did this, they did that, they are this, they are that. I get it. But you want it to come back to, okay, so if they are this and they are that and they did that, what does that show me about me? What does that tell me about me? And how can I self-actualize through this by changing those baseline assumptions, blocks, and ideas about self, and reiterating and persisting in the process, you guys? That's all that we're doing here, okay? As a reminder, you came into your physical body as a spiritual being, and you are energy. You are energy that's held in place by what you're thinking now. What you're thinking now changes and reconfigures and reestablishes everything within you. So really taking time to decide, this is who I'm going to be. I am, as this happens, I am deciding this is who we are. I am so stable. I am so secure. I'm thriving in my relationship. I am the one that is receiving the version of them that is stable, strong, sturdy, consistent, dependable, powerful, does everything for me, loves me all the time, wakes up in a good mood, and loves on me. Okay. Now, it is persisting and staying in this dynamic within as it unfolds outside of you, within as things occur, coming back to, this is the answer. Who I hold myself to be and who I hold them to be is what happens in my outer reality. Okay. So really have a think about this, reestablishing first self and second them. Okay. And this is a really fun topic, isn't it? It's really great to think that we can reinvent ourselves, reconfigure them, and then we get to enjoy it and experience it through harmony and balance. And also, I want to say, if there's things that they do that trigger you as you go through this process, that's very normal and it's expected. It's even normal to be manifesting for something with one person and it comes through someone else first, because your reality is just overhearing your thoughts and your perspective and your decision. Your thoughts, your perspective, your decision. Okay. And let's really use this tool to refocus, get a conviction about who you want to be and who you want them to be, but really who you are and who they are in the relationship. Okay. You can have it all. You can be it all. You can be the next success story. And this is the way to get there. Okay. So I wish everyone well as we embark really into the summer months now. Now we're, at least in America, we're getting into summer season, releasing and letting go of winter, fall, and then spring, and a whole new renewal of self, and use this as a time to renew who you are associating to yourself within your relationship and how you associate to them through your thoughts, through your feelings, your ideas. You get to decide. Okay. Keep on deciding, keep on affirming, keep on persisting, no matter what happens. All right, you guys, I love you so much. I will see you in my next video. Have an awesome day, awesome week. Bye.